I think I just love Isekai Quartet. Like, it brings three different plots all together in such a neat little bow. And the fact that it starts with Tanya and Demiurge kind of discussing what, like, this new person being, well, Shadow, or Sid. I'll call Shadow when he's in his, like, costume, and Sid when he's, like, in his class uniform. Which, by the way, to give you all a heads up, I did start watching Eminence in Shadow, and oh my god, that is it's funny, it's fun, entertaining. Like, I've been missing out. Yes, you can roast me in the comments. I'm not really gonna it's warranted, but I'll just say this: I'm almost done with season 1. Anyway, let's move on to the main episode. So I do love that Kazuma is the more different one between these three, because Tanya's obviously military, Demiurge obviously military slash is like a strategist, so they take it super seriously, everything that Shadow does. And Kazuma kind of brings up, first of all, Megumin is just blowing, well, things up, so that it goes against their argument in regards to, like, having someone using dangerous magic, even though, like, Megumin just blows shit up. To which they say, well, they trust Megumin. So it's like, it's anyone they don't know, they can't trust kind of thing. To which Kazuma interpreted it very differently, which we will get to, like, more of this conversation. But he interpreted like that Shadow was just showing off his thing, saying, hey, look, I can do cool magic too, which, I mean, it's on point. But I like that both Demiurge and Tanya do not like that Kazuma is too calm about this, which obviously annoys the hell out of him. And yeah, moving on from that, we got the whole plant stuff that they have to grow this flower, this special flower that it's kind of blanking the name, but it's supposed to be one that kind of grows at nighttime. So I do find it interesting. Obviously, Albedo just being funny because she wants to grow a flower to give to Ainz, you know, the whole love shtick with her. And but obviously Roswell, like, not giving a shit. And guess what? It's draws again. And we have an interesting combination of Subaru, Beatrice, the little cat thing of Megumin, and Mare, all basically doing, like, the flowering for, well, using magic with Mare, which makes sense. I love Beatrice just being, well, you know, jelly a little, being a little bit jealous, and obviously Subaru's able to tease her enough, and, I mean, it just shows that Subaru kind of has that Arc 5, 6 version of him, just teasing the Beatrice version of Arc 5 and 6, just in Isekai Quartet style. And then, obviously, Kakaida's like, we gotta hold hands, and it's like, we don't need to hold hands from this other character that I forgot his name. Like, some of the Tanya characters, it's been so long since I've seen Tanya the Evil, so apologies if I forget their names. But I do like Garfield's, like, specific group, because Aura is giving the I like you looks to Garfield, or basically she wants Garfield, which is something that Puck picked up on. And I do like their conversation in regards, but that's because Garfield is a Beastman, and she wants to add him to her collection. So I find it super funny, their conversation. Also him saying, isn't it kind of creepy to give your heart and body to someone? Because Aura basically saying she wants to give everything to Ainz, and Garfield finding it a bit weird. But I do just like that Aura technically under a specific point of view has a crush on Garfield. Though it's mostly because he's a Beastman, and clearly she has a thing for beasts. So, I mean, okay. And then we have the Emilia group that's with other characters, the one that's closer to Tanya, Kazuma, Otto, Rem, Albedo, Demiurge, and other soldier. And, I mean, I do like their conversations. It's very peaceful. They're not going to try to use magic, even though they ended up doing anyway, because Kazuma uses water. Otto uses his divine protection, so essentially magic of sorts to this guy, of just telling the bugs to, like, keep away, so using his divine protection of soul language, which, to be fair to them, it's kind of just a normal thing, even though, obviously, for anyone who doesn't know of that, would see it as magic. But I do find his conversation with, like, telling this to Demiurge, and Demiurge looking like he is somewhat interested, a little bit intriguing. But then we move to Aqua's group, you know, Aqua being her usual self and being paired with Ainz. Shaltier is funny. Ram being in the background, kind of just with next to Tanya, and then our other soldier, which I do love that he gets mad at Aqua for not even being able to remember his name, which I feel bad for you, dude, because I also can't remember your name. And then Shadow makes his appearance. Now, before his appearance, I do love that Ram basically tells Tanya, hey, I'm not doing anything, so it's not my fault. So if anything goes wrong, I had nothing to do with it. It's a Ram kind of thing of just ideas. And then, yeah, Shadow makes his grand appearance. Ram catching him first is interesting. And yeah, he just starts spouting lines that would, for anyone who's like a high intellect character and constantly on guard, they would clearly view it as a threat, because that was what Tanya and Demiurge were talking about. Like, what did he mean about his line of, does darkness lie beyond the shadow? Or is it shadow that end the darkness kind of thing? Like, they think it's this super secret code that he's trying to tell him. But not only does Kazuma say the obvious thing that he's probably just saying shit to sound cool, and obviously Demiurge and Tanya dismiss this, that Kazuma's just being not caring enough. But Subaru and Ainz also think this. And I find it funny because it's clear that those that aren't like, not just obviously super smart, these guys are smart. It's just those that have been under like otaku culture, gaming culture, essentially any nerd to that degree, will clearly see this as something like, what the hell, this sounds like trying to be cool dialogue. Because that's what Sid is. He's just trying to be cool. And he doesn't take it too seriously. So yeah, basically those three have it on the mark. And it makes me think back on Overlord Season 4, when all of the Floor Guardians were baffled by that one dumbass that basically attacked the kingdom of Nazarick, because he went and stole the supply stuff. I don't think we need his name. I think just showing the picture is enough. But it makes me think when Ainz basically was like, oh, he probably just did it because he's a fucking moron. And it's like, oh, Ainz can predict even the fool's movements. It's like, it's more because they're overthinking it. And I just love this little thing, that these two are overthinking it. And Subaru and Ainz agree with Kazuma that that's probably the case, that Shadow is just trying to sound cool. So yeah, and that's the episode. Like, this is genuinely the most fun. Like, obviously having watched Eminence of Shadow makes this even more funnier than anything else. But yeah, another banger. Like, Isekai Quartet's always bringing bangers, honestly.